Hello, boys and girls. We're going to be reading Curious George Visits School, and it's one of our diamond readers in lesson 3, actually. And we're going to read this book. I'm going to introduce you to it, and then I'm going to ask you what the sequence of events is. That means what order things happen for him in the story. So I'll read it to you. It says, Curious George visits school. So I wonder, looks like he likes reading. I wonder what he's going to do when he visits school. Curious George visits school. Oh, this book has some labels on it. School, friend, George. And this is a fantasy. I can tell because he's carrying his what is that called? His lunchbox, and he's walking to the school. It says, look at George. He is walking to school with his friend. So this says friend, this says friend. This says George. This word says George. This says school. This word says school. Now let's look at him. What is he doing? Is he standing on top of the chair? What's he doing with his hand? Is he waving it? These labels, what do they say? Who are these? They're children. And this label says chair. So let's see what the book says. The book says, he is standing on a chair and waving to the children. Book. Look at George. He is looking at a book. Book. Oh my goodness. He has 4 books stacked on top of his head and an apple on top of that. He's balancing these books on his head. That says apple and that says head. He is carrying some books and an apple on his head. He is carrying some books and an apple on his head. Now what is he doing? This word says paint. Looks like he's mixing there. Oh, mixing there. Standing on one leg and balancing that and that. Look at George. He is mixing the paint. I think he's having lots of fun at school, but I don't know if he's going to get in trouble for that. He is painting a picture too. He looks like he's having fun. What is George doing here? It says puzzle. So maybe George is going to play with a puzzle. Look at George. He is looking at a puzzle. Oh my goodness, he has a slinky. It says toy, but we all know this is a slinky toy. So what's he doing? Look at George. He is playing with a toy. What? Yeah. He's using his feet like hands and having a puppet show. He's good at putting on a puppet show. It says puppets. He is playing with funny puppets, too. George is having fun at school. Okay, boys and girls, we're going to talk about the sequence of events. That means the order in which things happened in the story. So when we don't really know, don't really remember well, we can look at the story. So let's look through it and see what happened first and next and after that, all that. So first he walked to school and then he waved to the children in the class. Next, he looked at a book. And actually, he's carrying books on his head and an apple. After that, he painted. And after that, he played with the puzzle and the toy. I think he's having too much fun. And finally, he put on a puppet show for the children at school. Okay, well, I don't know if you get to do all those things at school, especially when we're long distance learning. It's hard to do any of these. You do have some watercolors this quarter. Let's see. Okay, so if you want to, you can draw a picture showing one thing that you and George like to do. So maybe if you like to draw pictures or paint, you can draw yourself painting. If you like to read, you can draw yourself reading. I don't know, do you like standing on top of chairs and waving? You could do that too. If you like playing with puzzles or toys, you can draw that. Okay, let's go ahead and read our sight words, and I'll make them big for you. Are you ready? And read. Do, find, funny, know, sing, they. All right. Hope you enjoyed that story, and toodaloo.